Congressman Mike Quigley, who is joining us from the Capitol Hill. Mike Quigley, are you there? Congressman, are you there?
One second.
I don't think the congressman is with us. Congressman, can you hear us?
I can in just about a second when the person next to me stops yelling. Sorry.
It gets loud there in Statuary Hall. I understand that.
It's
Hopefully,
not acoustically perfect. Fire away.
Hopefully you can hear me now. Let me ask you this. What are you hoping to get out of David Holmes' testimony, public testimony, on Thursday?
I think the thing to take away from it is the President of the United States didn't care about Ukraine. That's why this policy went forward. All he cared about was the investigations. And in that conversation, he referenced Sondland saying he only cared about the big things. Well, obviously there's a war going on there, which is a pretty big thing that influences not just our ally, but the entire region, and frankly, our own national security. So this puts it in perspective.
You're getting a little taste right now, by the way, of what it's like to be a reporter at a political rally, even a Trump rally, not being able to hear yourself think, let alone talk, when it's so loud.
This room wasn't built for acoustics, but
echoey. Gordon Sondland is supposed to testify on Wednesday, Congressman. Are you expecting him to show up?
I do, and I expect him to tell the truth, as we do with every witness who testifies. When you testify to Congress, you're testifying to the American people. Last week, Roger Stone was convicted on all 7 counts, and he lied to Congress. He's going to pay the price. A message for anyone who testifies. Again, when you talk to Congress, you're talking to the American people, and they deserve the truth. But I do expect the truth from Ambassador Sondland. And I do think, I guess the point is, it's never too late to tell the truth. It's never too late to do the right thing. And I encourage him, based on all the subsequent testimony we've heard, to come forth, take a deep breath, start over, and tell us exactly what took place. Did we miss anything else? Are there any other conversations he had with the president? Or any other conversations with others that would be instructive to help us understand what really took place?
What if he tries to plead the Fifth? Is he allowed to plead the Fifth in front of Congress?
That train has left the station. Ambassador Sondland, the American people have a right to know exactly what took place. You started with that testimony. You amended it. And I still believe he has the opportunity to straighten out this, given the clear and consistent testimony of almost everyone else who's testified. You take the president's call record, his original words, and the whistleblower's complaint. These witnesses have spoken virtually with one voice. And I think you'll continue to see that, and I encourage Ambassador Sondland to be part of that consistent, truthful voice.
Are you taking the president seriously when he says he's considering testifying? Would you accept written answers for him, or do you think this is just bluster?
Look, I suspect that if he does, he'll bring his tax returns with him, and the next day the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy will come and testify as well. The fact of the matter is that we saw all too well with the special counsel's report that the president was not forthcoming on that. He refused to testify there. In my wildest dreams, he doesn't. But as Speaker Pelosi said, he is more than welcome if he wants to come forward and help us understand that phone call. Why was he pressuring an ally at their most vulnerable time for personal political gain? So he's certainly welcome. I take him at his word. I don't necessarily have a lot of hope that it'll actually happen.
I was talking to Congressman Raskin a little bit earlier today on my 2 p.m. show, and I asked him when he expects House Judiciary to take the reins, and he said that he expects to get the evidence and the testimony from the other committees, Intel and Oversight, et cetera, in the next couple weeks, either over the Thanksgiving holiday or maybe right after that. Is that timeline the same timeline that you're working under?
You know, there has to be some flexibility, as we understand. Obviously, you've seen testimony change and additional people come and testify. One witness leads us to additional information, which really helps you want to learn more from another witness. So it all builds upon itself. But I think that's a proper flow of time. Everything is still on the table. Those decisions will be made once we finish this week's testimony.
Can you please tell me who that was doing the interview beside you? I'm dying to know.
Yeah, we'll leave the names anonymous to protect the guilty.
Congressman Quigley. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us.
Sure,
we appreciate
anytime.
it. And we will be right back.